Yo, welcome to NXT. It's NXT time with D Walk. We gonna talk about the NXT. Yo, welcome to NXT. How did y'all feel? It's NXT time with D Walk. How did y'all feel? What y'all think about NXT this week? We gonna start off. I mean, NXT's pretty starting to pick up, pretty interesting and everything. But we could talk to y'all and let y'all know how about NXT. What was it like this week? I mean, how do y'all feel about the NXT as a whole? How do y'all feel about the women's division? How do y'all feel about Trick and Carmelo? You think this story? You think they doing like they blowing it way longer than they should? I mean, at least a couple of things we could talk about. We could start with the first match. We could start off with uh, let's talk about Kalini Jordan and Kiana James. I mean, like, what do you
What? Yeah.
match? Okay, let's talk about the Kalini Jordan and Kiana James. I mean, like, what do y'all think about them as female wrestlers? I mean, how do y'all see them about that Invisible Man?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT Time with D Walk. Um, this was a very crappy match in my opinion. I've seen better.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, great collar and elbow tie up, great back and forth between both these people. And I have respect for all of them, but I'm not interested in any of these people at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a sad thing. But let's give Kiana James the roses because she did win, and James connects with the deal breaker to pick up the victory. Just a random new name to give out there. That's all I gotta say about that.
And I skipped one segment. I
Of course,
skipped the Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin versus the Good Brothers. I mean, what do you see about that? Like, do you think that could be good?
the thing about that is that you got the Good Brothers, which are a solid tag team,
Yeah.
obviously, and you have this rising weird chemistry between Breaker and Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the Good Brothers, if given enough like leeway in terms of like creative control, they
Mm-hmm.
can say some really good segments to get them. We don't
Mm-hmm.
know if it's going to be serious. I know guaranteed it's going to be comedic.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Breaker and Corbin don't need comedic. They need
Mm-hmm.
someone in terms of like in terms of like if they need a rivals, they
Mm-hmm.
need a rival like DIY needed AOE.
Mm-hmm.
Those two were rivals, whether they liked it or
Mm-hmm.
not. Whenever they clashed together, you knew there was going to be war. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
seeing a war between Braun Breaker Corbin. I just call him Brogan
Mm-hmm.
and the Good Brothers. And I'm not really
Mm-hmm.
interested in the Brothers. Why? Because they're not with AJ.
Yeah. I mean, what was the whole reason of them? Like, what was the whole reason of AJ Styles turning heel, and then the Good Brother he gets AJ Styles smack Carl Anderson. Now they heels on a different show. What was the whole point of that?
Bad creative storytelling, and they will never
Yeah,
admit it.
that don't make no sense. Like they faces AJ Styles turn on you, and then now you go on NXT and now y'all heels. What sense do that make?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Like they could have had them all together. They could have had them. They could have had them together running NXT. Imagine if AJ Styles went to NXT. Him and the Good Brothers win the tag team title. AJ Styles win the world title from NXT. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Mm-hmm. That would be
But
fun.
I mean,
I can do that.
yeah,
I
it
can
would be. I mean, it would be, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with WWE. And then they allegations is still coming up.
do.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
it's getting deeper and deeper. Oh, we gonna talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's getting deeper and deeper. But the next match we have is the Good Brothers versus Edris and Malik.
Yeah.
What you think about that? Like, did you actually watch that? I mean, like, what did you think?
It was a good like starter match for these two guys trying to get some.
Yeah.
So just here's the thing. if you're going against the Good Brothers, you're not.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna get a little bit of like shine because of two names put together, and they were
Uh-huh.
a good team on paper. But find a name for them. Try to find a
Uh-huh.
name for them, and then
Yeah.
work it out from there. But if you can't do that,
Yeah.
then come the hell on. Hey, Onyx Blade. That's D Walk. That's I'm not. This is not my show. This is his show. So I'm just the
Yeah.
co-host.
No, but
So
like you said it though, like I don't, bro. Like to me, like the Good Brothers is on a higher tier than what they doing now. I mean, it's like they didn't even have no actual need to wrestle Idris and Malik though. Like it just made Idris and Malik look weak,
yeah,
and they good tag teams though.
yeah, they are good tag teams. But let's talk about what happened after this match.
Mm-hmm.
What happened after
Everybody.
this match? What happened after this match is the Chase University. No problem, Onyx
Mm-hmm.
Blade. Love you, sir. Chase University was in the crowd talking crap.
Mm-hmm.
LWO was in the crowd talking crap. LWO drops the Good Brothers with stereo missile drop kicks. All hell is
Mm-hmm.
breaking loose in Winter Park. The Wolf Dogs look on from the Scissor Lift podium. So there's 4 teams
Mm-hmm.
vying for something, which is fine. I like that there's at least 4 teams now
Yeah.
going for something. You got the
Yeah.
LWO, you got Chase University, you got the Wolf Dogs, which is I guess now Corbin and Breaker, and
Mm-hmm.
now you have the Good Brothers. That's fine. Mazel tov. Make it about
Mm-hmm.
something. Make it about something because in 2016-17 there was 4 tag teams that were always doing like 4-way ladder matches that were just amazing.
Yeah.
Do better. That's all I gotta say about
So
that.
do you? So do you see Barry Corbin and Braun Breaker keeping the tag team titles after this or losing it?
Keeping it for at least 3 months until they figure out what they're gonna do with Braun Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Because Corbin can just come and go as he please, but Breaker, you
Yeah.
got to figure out what you're going to do with him after the fact.
Yeah.
You give him the belt, then what?
I can't see Braun Breaker. I mean, I can't see uh Baron Corbin do anything on his own. That's hot as he is right now.
That's the point. You give them the belts because they're on a weird rise of like popularity. You ride that out for about 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Let them fight a couple of tag teams. Let them fight a couple of like good names, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, show the cracks between Baron and show the cracks between
Yeah.
Corbin and Breaker, and then
Yeah.
you can play with who turns first. Because obviously, you can turn Corbin heel and he'll turn over Breaker
Mm-hmm.
and blah blah blah. Let's go to Hollywood. But if you time it just right, and if you write it just right, you can make Breaker the heel, and
Mm-hmm.
then turn on Corbin. Excuse me, make Corbin the face because Corbin hasn't been a face in a long ass time.
Never. Been a long, long time.
Exactly, and you can play with this in NXT. He becomes face. You see how it works in NXT, and if it does work, then you can bring it up to the
Mm-hmm.
main roster and see what happens. Again, Happy Corbin worked. He was
Yeah.
a douche, but he was a face douche. So
Him and what was it? Madcap. Happy
yeah,
Madcap.
yeah,
Man. We're not gonna talk about that.
of course.
But then we got our next match. We got Will and
And back.
Roxanne, but we gonna skip that. But
Technical difficulties.
we gonna talk about this Dijak thing. What is they doing with Dijak now?
What are they not doing with Dijak? Dijak is like the guy that you go to a construction company and he says he knows everything, so they put him everything, just test him out and everything. Like, you know how to do concrete, you know how to do tile, you know how to do woodwork. Let's go, Dijak. Let's work it out. And I don't like that.
They ruined it. I mean, like they heard Dijak when they changed his name, and him and Keith Lee made highlight matches as big men.
Mm-hmm.
And then now he like doing like comedy skits, comedy wrestles. Like him and Joe Gacy can't even quit. Like they can't even let him and Joe Gacy. I guess Joe Gacy is the new Mick Foley.
Not yet. He's getting there though. But speaking
Coming
of
out in
Gacy,
straight jackets, yeah.
speaking of Gacy, after the match, and by the way, Dijak won, surprise. After the match, Joe Gacy walks down the ring. Crucifino attacks Dijak with a crowbar. Gacy tees off on Dijak.
Yeah.
So let's just, I don't know. Oh, by the way, Tony D'Angelo tells Stacks to go grab Luca Crucifino. He was impressed by his performance. What a surprise that his last name is Italian and you want to go talk to the Italian guy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going back to the race wars here in NXT. All right, okay, let's go. All right.
We got our next segment. We got Ridge Holland spitting his feelings in the ring.
Okay.
What happened next? The lights get dark, and guess who comes back to return?
Yeah. Oh my
Mr.
God.
Harry Spears.
That's the okay. Let's back it up a little bit. Let's give a little context for everyone here, ladies and gentlemen. I have the transcript here. And okay, Lyra Valkyria, Tatum Paxley, Rich Holland, and Mystery segments. Lyra Valkyrie comes out. She says, first thing first, I want to wish Shotzi a speedy recovery, blah, blah, blah. Tatum Paxley says, Lyra, oh, it's so good to see you. Last week was so hard. And then Ava comes out and issues the open challenge, just so someone else can get near. All right. Valkyria says, but I didn't, and you actually did. I would ask you to. Tatum back and forth. Now, as Rich Holland comes in and says this, pardon me, ladies, I'm very happy about your big opportunity next week, and I want you to wish you best of luck at Roadblock and becoming tag team champions. But if you're finished and if you got to leave, I would like the ring because I have something very important to get off my chest. I appreciate now that I'm a man more of an action than words, but it seems like my actions as of late has gotten me in the predicament. See, when I retaliate against someone, it's always me that takes it too far. There was no malice. There was no malicious intent behind it. And as that happens, as you said, the lights goes dark. You see some words in the background. And in that moment when I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, they're going with freaking with some Bray Wyatt apprentices. Like that would be badass. Which again, we'll talk about that in a second. But then it said some words, and I was listening to the audio, and in the background, I'm like, again, I don't know who this is. Don't know. I don't read the dirt sheets. And I see in the background a guy with a chair. And immediately, ladies and gentlemen, I was like, holy shit, they bought him back? And sure enough, as Mr. D-Walk says, he comes back and chairs hit him right in the damn head. Ladies and gentlemen, Shawn Spears is in NXT, which I do like that. They don't call him by his other name because he wasn't called Shawn Spears in NXT. He was called something else. So
yeah. As long as they don't have him do the 10 thing, though. As long as they don't have him doing that.
I did like that the crowd said 10. He didn't acknowledge that. What are your thoughts on AEW Shawn Spears coming to NXT? Because this is AEW Shawn Spears. He didn't have this gimmick in NXT. He left this shit to go to AEW, and then he had to redefine this shit with Tully Blanchard.
It was a good move. It was a good move for him to go to NXT, man. Go to AEW to find out his person and find himself. Now that he back, he might be able to be on a main champion contenders slot. He might could be up there where wrestling Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre for the belt. I can see it happening.
We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's get a little ahead of I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's bring it back a little bit.
But he's not a joke like he was when he was there at first.
I know. That's what I mean. Let's bring it back a little bit. Let's continue. Shawn Spears attacks Holland from behind with a steel chair to close the segment. And let's continue. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit more. I want Shawn Spears to have the NXT belt. Should he deserve it? D-Walk.
You said what happened?
Shawn Spears deserves the NXT belt, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
I mean, like, I'm not even gonna lie. Even when he was doing that 10 shit, he was still popular. But when he was doing that, he was still popular. Like, what kind of belt did he win before when he was doing that? And he was still he was popular.
Bobby Roode. Again, I remember exactly the last match he had. It was with Bobby Roode, and the moment that he said, "Bobby, please help me, Bobby," like all country, and then Bobby betrayed him and went to anything else. That was the last good memory of NXT Perfect 10. Now, the problem I have here is that this is Shawn Spears. This is the chairman. This is the guy who hit Cody Rhodes in the head. You can do, and this is kind of like setting this up perfectly, like a horror movie. Because if you think about this, if Cody wins the belt, right? If Cody wins the belt, this is they can expedite this really, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me very carefully. They can expedite this really fast. Shawn Spears goes after the champion, which is going to be, I don't know, probably going to be Trick, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. Wins the belt from Trick. Cody wins the belt from Roman. The night after WrestleMania, Cody's talking shit. I won. I'm happy. My dad, all that stuff. Lights goes dark. The chairman comes out. And we all know in AEW he has PTSD for what he did to freaking Cody.
Yeah.
That alone could be his first very powerful opponent.
That'd be crazy.
And again, they can shoot on each other because they're both from AEW. They're both from AEW. And they both can say, yeah, I knocked you over the head and I still quit. So, that's just me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy. Again, but how long do you think Shawn Spears should wait until he gets the belt? Because, again, he should get the belt. This is different. Shawn Spears in AEW was a C+, B- wrestler at best. At best. Take that B-, put him in NXT, he's an A. Boom. That's it.
Soon. I said I should give it like 4 or 5 months. I give it 4 or 5 months.
I give him a solid 6 months. I agree. I give him a solid 5 to 6 months to really show your skill as a person who's been in AEW, a person who had creative control, a person that Triple H will give you creative control. He loves Perfect 10 Shawn Spears. He's not going to hold his ass back, which I love that. Like you were in the original class when Hunter was there. Now you're in this class, and he'll give you anything you want, which I love that. So give him if Trick Williams is on the way out, let Shawn Spears be the guy to get him out. So then Shawn Spears be the bad guys, everything else. Here we go. Hardly utilized, and once more talents came in. AEW treated Shawn Spears poorly. That is true. That is true. But here's the thing, though, Onyx, and I love you for this. They gave him opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. They gave him a manager. They gave him brass knuckles. They gave him the weird glove. They gave him hang out with. They gave him opportunities. He just couldn't find the right rocket to go up. Now in NXT, which is a place that you can really set yourself apart, you can really. It's kind of like a catch-22. If you look at Lexus King, he had a chance in AEW, but he left to go to NXT thinking he could get a better deal, and now he's a joke. He's a freaking joke. So now you look at this example where it was a joke that he was in AEW, because honestly, it was a kind of a joke. And now you're in NXT and you have history. You do have history, so do something with this. That's all I got to say about that. Continue, D-Walk.
So what if Lance Archer come back to the WWE? Could you see him as a serious threat after seeing him go from WWE to AEW and killing AEW and then go back to WWE? Can you see him as a real big threat?
Only if he has Jake the Snake with him. Only.
Facts.
Because it'll just be another big guy, another Braun Strowman that the hardcore fans know. But if you bring Jake the Snake, a guy that everybody knows, and if you let him say whatever he wants, and he'll never be disrespectful, but as long as you let him say whatever he wants, then yes. Like Hunter has to realize, and anyone in charge is like, if you're bringing people in, you have to bring special anemones and special clauses in their contracts for specific reasons. Why? Because they were badass in AEW because there was no locks. You can't bring them in with locks. You can't. You can't. That's my opinion on that. But Onyx, love it. That's my answer on that.
I dig it. And we just talked about Alexis King. What about his match that he had? Do you think they squashing him?
Talk about a little bit more of the match. I'll be back. That's just like.
Yeah, it was Alexis King versus the North America champion, Bill Femi. I mean, like, is he getting squashed or punished or something like that? I mean, like, what is he doing? Like, cause he been losing a lot in these recent matches. He done lost a couple of these matches, and they what is they doing with him? I mean, the only thing that's gonna save him is he changing name to Brian Pillman Jr. That'll be the only thing that's gonna save Lexus King, like, cause right now his this gimmick he doing is not him. To
It's
me,
killing him.
it don't fit him.
It's killing him. It's
Yeah,
killing him right now, and he thinks he's gonna win. But we have another comment from Onyx. Thank you, you are on fire today, Onyx. I agree that Lance needs to become with a manager, but I don't think Jake the Snake would work this time around. Now, it's just that you can't give him Paul Heyman though.
yeah.
You can't give him that. I mean, well, what about Mr. Stone? Mr. Stone will work.
Yeah.
Or Stone, whatever his name is, that could work in NXT. I don't know. I associate Lance Archer with Jake the Snake.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a 1-2 punch. Like that's peanut butter and jelly right there to me.
Yeah, I understand that. By the way, 7 people watching, the 8 people watching, we respect you, love you. Hit that like wherever you are. If you're watching on Twitter, share this shit up. We're talking about NXT in a respectful way. This is not my show. This is NXT time with D-Walk, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that, because you know why? When you got to whoop that trick, you just got to whoop that trick. Now,
Yeah.
anything else? Anything on that match you want to talk about? Because again, Lexus King, good for him. Blah blah blah. I don't care
Yeah.
about his character.
He
needs to
lost
go
anyway,
somewhere. Here we go. We got another comment. Give him a young male talent who is phenomenal on the mic, but someone who was underutilized in the ring. This is the name that I'm going to put out there, and this is left field. And I know Onyx Blade knows this name. I know you know this name too. What about Enzo Amore as Lance's mic work?
Say it again, man. They didn't hear you.
It works.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, Big Bill is in AEW. He ain't leaving for a long time. He's fine there. But Enzo in NXT as a kind of like a test. Like, let's put him in NXT first and see if he can behave in NXT. And if he can behave in NXT, we'll bring him up to the roster. That's all.
That'd be dope.
That would. It would make sense. Lance Archer, he can talk himself, but he's kind of crazy on that way. But with Enzo,
he could talk and he could wrestle.
Yeah. Because the only person I can think of that Lance could get in there, thank you, Alex, is that Mr. Stone company that he had, that Aaliyah girl. That's the only thing I can think of. But he's not really a person that can make you listen.
No, Enzo Amore gonna have you glued like this. Just off him cutting a promo.
Here we go. But Enzo would need to tone down his comical side in order to make Lance Archer work. Yeah, but that would be the test. Like, hey, you can be you, but you gotta have to understand that you can't be you. You gotta be talking about him. You're gonna have to be a manager. You can't be Enzo and Cass. This is not Enzo and Cass.
Yeah,
this is Enzo and Lance. And if he can understand that and work with it, then work with it. He ain't doing shit in MLW. He ain't doing nothing, man. He's getting a paycheck to pay his rent, and that's it. You know damn well his matches suck. They suck. You can clip this, ladies and gentlemen. Put this on Twitter. I don't care. Enzo Amore sucks. Okay, as a wrestler, but as a talker, he can go. He just puts his foot in his mouth way too much. That's it. That's all I gotta say about that. What's next on the agenda?
I agree. You're not lying.
Mm-hmm.
You're not lying.
Mm-hmm.
Because Enzo could have been still in the WWE right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they would have been a damn good tag team.
His own hubris. But at the same time, you gotta remember, Big Bill has heart problems, everything else, his depression. His wife left him for freaking for that tattoo guy on his head. I forgot what his name was.
Wow, no.
Damn, what's his
Not
name?
Big Bill.
No, what's his name? The guy who's a commentator. The one with the tattoos that used to be a
Corey
wrestler.
Graves.
Corey
Corey
Graves, yeah.
Graves.
I mean, yeah, you had that Staten Island girl leave you for Corey Graves. That's like Angelina from the Jersey Shore leaving you for like for a really skinny, cracked out Mike situation. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to watch Jersey Shore. That's just me. But that's what I mean. It's just, it's not. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Corey Graves.
Actually, I never got into Jersey Shore, bro. That
Oh
must be
boy,
a New York thing.
I'm
That must be.
watching Jersey Shore on vacation with my girlfriend. Sorry, my future wife. So yeah.
I never could get into it, bro. Like just like Friends, I never could get into it.
Hell
I
no, he
mean,
ain't like Friends, dude.
no, I'm just saying them the shows I never could get into.
I get it.
I mean,
A good start, but did you watch Flavor of Love?
no, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I just started watching Baddies.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good
Man,
one.
hey, they wow, bro.
Wow.
Wow.
But I tell people like the take a peek into my psyche. Go watch
Mm-hmm.
Flavor of Love season 1 and 2. Go watch Rock of Love, Daisy of Love. I Love New York. These are things that I watch that are nuts, but these are the society that we live. Oh, here we go. We got a little. Here we go. Baddies are so ratchet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they is. But nasty
it
though.
is.
They some nasty
You like
rats.
that shit? Yeah, I respect it.
Nasty rats. I like it.
Beers up for baddies. Now let's continue with the show, ladies and gentlemen. We go off
No,
on
but
talking about shows.
do you remember Nikita Lyon was on Chance of Love?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's why I noticed her. Like I seen her, like it was like she was on something when I first seen her wrestle. Like she was on something,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize like yeah
It
she
was
was on
like
the dating
that.
show.
Yeah, it was like that. No, I understand.
Yeah,
But
that's crazy.
it is crazy. But ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about freaking baddies and asses here. Here we go. Let's
Yeah,
continue
ass and
on with
titties,
the match.
ass and titties.
Next up is Von Wagner with Mr. Stone, as I'm talking about Mr. Stone, versus
Mm-hmm.
Lesis. And oh god, just
That's what I meant. I fucked that up.
That's okay. It's okay. Here's the next one. The Kabuki Warriors. The NXT Women's Locker Room continues to ignore advice and wisdom from Ariana Grace. Joe Gacy dumps Dijak into the backstage area. 6 match. Gigi Dolan versus Jada Parker with OTM. What's your thoughts on this?
I'm tired of OTM, man. I'm tired of Reggie. I'm tired of all of them. Man, find something new to do with them. I didn't too much care
don't know.
about that match.
You don't care about that match? All right, that's fine. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
No, I mean
We
I'm
had
just like
yeah.
it just throw me off though the OTM thing, the Reggie, I don't know, just maybe if they had a new gimmick or less like gimmick like trying to do another gimmick. I like them, but it's just like they still on the this is like the 5th time in the did Crime Time.
Damn right. It bothers the crap out of me. We had a Soul Ruka vignette. We had next week on NXT. Dijak will battle Joe Gacy in the Asylum match. And the main event, which I love that I have this for here,
Yeah.
is this.
Praying over bricks, blessings on the stove. Praying over bricks, blessings on the stove.
All right.
Main event, baby.
Let's go. 7th match. Norm Dar with Oro Mensah versus Charlie Dempsey with the No Quarter Catch crew for the WWE NXT Heritage Cup Championship. Now, I'm not going to tell the whole back and forth, ladies and gentlemen. I love doing it, but let's just say Dempsey counters with the bridging backside cover to score the first. Dempsey wins for the first fall. 2nd round, Second round, Dempsey and Dar trading back and forth shots as time expired. Draw.
Mm-hmm.
Third round, Dar drops Dempsey with the discus back elbow as time expires. Another draw.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth round, Dar with a flying elbow strike, Dar with the Northern Light suplex, beautiful Northern Lights. Dar follows with another discus back elbow. Dar lands a question mark kick. Dar hits the Nova Will to tie things up. 1-1. Fifth and final round. Dar knocks Damon Kemp off the apron. Dar drop kicks Drew Gulak off the apron. Dempsey connects with the bridging German suplex to pick up the victory. And the winner of the new NXT Heritage Cup champion, Charlie Dempsey, 2-1 via pinfall. What are your
Yes.
thoughts on Dempsey winning,
Yeah.
Dar losing, 2-1?
I love it. I love it. It's how I feel. It been too damn long.
Me
And
too. Love you
basically
always.
that Heritage Cup title was dead.
Yeah.
They gotta bring it back to life or something. Come on.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the move.
I love that they're giving the shine to Charlie Dempsey. If you win, and that means they're gonna put the rub on you. Good. Now I like that.
And he a dope wrestler though.
That's good. That's good. Me personally, hearing a name like Charlie Dempsey doesn't really really. Oh wow, it's Charlie Dempsey. I'm like,
William
But-
Regal didn't either. William Regal either, but hey, he
Don't
was
you
nasty. William Regal was
don't you
nasty.
fucking dare compare the name of beautiful William Regal to Charlie Dempsey. Charlie Dempsey sounds like a fucking 90s fucking actor. Okay, let's not do that. Okay, that's why I was gonna say that. I wasn't gonna disrespect Charlie Dempsey, but William Regal, that sexy ass British man, he does not deserve to be in the same nameplate as Charlie Dempsey. All right, shout out to William Regal. Love you, man. Okay, but I want him to grow. Charlie Dempsey can be a name, but he has to be better than just the name. He has to be something.
Yeah.
Again, he's a good wrestler. I want more. I want a little bit more. I want to be Vince McMahon. He was like, I want more. Yeah. There's got to be something else. There's something else. But continuing on.
I hope they get William related. I hope like he should have came out William Regal Jr. or somewhere. Like he wrestled just like his daddy though. Brass knucks and everything. Just fight dirty and nasty and vicious. But we got Dempsey though.
True.
All right.
Shout out to Chris Rodriguez for reposting. Shout out to BS Sports Jedi Network for reposting this on Twitter. I respect you. Right after all this happened, there's a Shawn Spears promo. I like Rich Holland, but he's been lying to himself for far too long. That jolt of pain that's going through his body is simply the truth. That's why I struck Ridge. The truth can bring you to your knees. And that's why Shawn Spears is at NXT. I'll see you next week at Roadblock. And there was a dragon off page, Tony. And what are your thoughts on that? Then, ladies and gentlemen, down in the comments, what are your thoughts on Shawn Spears going not to the championship, not to the other guy, not to the going straight to Rich Holland? What are your thoughts, D-Walk?
I want to see him get like 2-3 strong matches before he like jump in and do that. To me, like it's too soon. Like, or at least go for the mid title belt or something. I mean, to me, it's just too soon.
Okay, really?
It's too soon. Yeah, I mean, he hadn't had one match.
Yeah, but you're going after Rich Holland. That means Rich Holland's either going to win or lose.
Okay. Well, in that case, let's do it like this. Remember how they used to do back in the day? You challenge the number one contender for the belt, but then they don't even do that no more. The number one contender
that doesn't exist here anymore. You know damn well they don't even do that shit no more. Come on, man.
I'm sorry, you just called me old.
It's okay. I'm old too. That's why I said I have to realize they don't do that shit no more. They don't do the rankings. They don't do the pictures anymore.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day when AEW started, every week they would show you the rankings of women and men. They don't do that shit no more. They just give up. You know, WWE doesn't.
That's what they lost.
Yeah,
that's what they lost. Like whenever a bottom person used to challenge the number one contender and that person won, they went for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even do it no more. That's why it's always like wrestling. Like that's what's killing wrestling. Like how they come
Yeah.
out the blue, blah. I'm challenging you in this and then. I mean, hold on. You just lost 10 matches, bro. Come on.
Yeah. That's why The Rock can come out of nowhere and say, I can challenge Roman just because. Like, nah, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Go fight fucking one of the B team if they're still around. I think one of them is. Like, do that shit first. But I digress. Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, Tony D'Angelo, and Ava segments. Carmelo tells people that that's why I bring out security. Ava, thanks for the coming. Let's get this show on the road. It's been far too long since I've been with my NXT championship, which, again, this is after the fact that he betrayed Trick and won that, like, I don't know how the hell he won the NXT championship, but he did, whatever. Well, actually, he didn't. He's trying to. Dragunov says, Melo, we've been around each other for the last 8 months, but I used to be shocked by your bland conspiracy theories. But now I just realized that this is who you are. Your willingness to disregard anyone or anything but for this championship. Hayes says, absolutely. And it's crazy hearing from you, the same man that said last week, you're going to take my soul. D'Angelo comes in and says, excuse me, gentlemen and lady, but if you're talking about big business, I got to be included in the conversation. Let's talk about it. This has nothing to do with you, Carmelo Hayes says. D'Angelo says, Melo, listen to me. You don't have to be him or the NXT champion to make things move around here. There's only one Dawn here, kind of implementing that he's, Italian. Tony, please, Ava says. Tony D'Angelo says, do not speak when I'm talking, Melo. You have a year to speak about the NXT title. All right, I've heard it all. Oh, Melo is him. Melo is this, whatever. Who cares? Now I'm not done. Mr. Dragunov, you dress like a champion. You're intense. You're a little too dramatic for me, but I'm going to talk you harshly because you can handle it. And that makes you some people uncomfortable. And tell you that Tony D'Angelo is the man who wants to take the NXT title away. So basically, Tony D'Angelo wants to jump himself into the equation, which is stupid. And we continue on. Ava says, listen up. Tony and I did have a conversation, and I did have a contract drafted for this. Carmelo Hayes says, yeah, hey, you're going to stand by this. Yes, Melo, I am. Melo, after that, Carmelo Hayes says, you're going to be standing by this coward of a champion that he just proved to be in front of everybody. Come on, all right. You know what, Tony? You can't beat me. Come on, man. We're talking about the NXT championship. Since you want to talk about it so bad, if we need somebody to take out the trash or book, keep for some washed-up school, you're the guy for that. But when it comes to NXT championship, I am the Dawn. Melo shoves D'Angelo into Dragunov. Melo attacks D'Angelo from behind. Melo chokeslams D'Angelo through the table. Melo proceeds to sign the contract. Melo dumps the NXT title on Dragunov's chest as the show goes off the air. What are your thoughts on this giant clusterfuck of now Trick is out of the question, and now it's Melo, Angelo, Dragunov?
They I don't even really care no more now. They ruined it. Like, I mean,
on that shit.
They waited way too long. Like, it's still way too long for Trick to come back. They should have gave Trick at least like 2-3 weeks. Boom. They could have let him pop up here and fuck shit up.
Yep.
I mean, come on, man. They playing my man Trick.
Do you think they're gonna do the whole factor that Melo's gonna win the belt off Dragunov, and then Trick comes in to have a match with him?
I hope not.
Someone
I
has
hope not.
to go
I mean,
roster, though.
I want to see a trilogy. I want to see something like I want to see, like I said, I want to see Trick come back, cost Carmelo a belt, but Carmelo don't even need no belt. Cost him a belt.
No, that's the thing. Don't cost him the belt. Make sure that he gets the belt. Mm-hmm. Melo wins the belt, and Trick is the reason that Melo won the belt. And then you can tell him, I'm the reason you won the belt. Now I'm the reason I'm taking the belt off your ass. And then you can do the trilogy of matches. And if you and this is the type of match that you can give Trick the belt. Second match, Melo takes the belt. Third match, Trick takes it back. And you can make it a trilogy. You can make it like a Dijak Keith Lee, where each one adapts from the last match and grows and becomes a better wrestler. That's right.
They could make this a Shawn Michaels Triple H trilogy. This how good they could make it. That's how good they could make it. Trick and Melo, man, they could do highlights with that.
Yeah.
I love to see it.
I want them
to. They wait too long, though. They wait way too long, you know?
They did, and that's on them for waiting way too long for this. I was very invested in Trick versus Mello because it's a very it's Johnny Wrestling versus the other guy. It's Shawn, like I said, Shawn Hunter. It's Kane Undertaker. It's something a bond that when it's broken, you want to see the end of the story.
Yeah.
And now that Trick is out the question, Mello's jumping in. He might win the belt because it makes sense. Like, okay, how long do you think Dragunov's gonna be NXT until he goes up? Because he's going up.
Yeah, he about to go up. It's
He's about
coming.
to go up.
It's time going up. I probably. I mean, I get the way wrestlers getting hurt and they need people. I give Dragunov like at least 3 months.
I'd say to WrestleMania.
Well, what it could be before.
I say like no. I say he loses the belt at WrestleMania. And then he just goes up the main roster. Mello gets the belt. So
what show can you see him going on, Raw or SmackDown?
Yeah, I would say a guy like him, I would put. I will actually put him in Raw. Wait, where's Cody? In Raw or SmackDown?
I would say SmackDown.
All right, let's say, ladies and gentlemen, if you know where Roman is, tell me where Roman is. Whenever Cody wins the belt, these wrestlers that are coming up should be the ones going after Cody. Dragunov, Rollins, Breaker, like all these guys. Like now Cody has to do the gauntlet of all these hungry motherfuckers coming out of nowhere. Be like, no, now that the king is gone, we're gonna be the new king, and we gotta take you out. I would like that. That's what I'm thinking. And wherever Cody is, Trick has to be in the opposite brand to shine.
Yeah.
That's where you got to be. If Cody's in SmackDown, Trick is in Raw. Stay the fuck away from that shit. And I swear to God, if you give Trick the fucking Intercontinental Champion, I'm going to see motherfucking pissed. Because he don't need that shit.
Hey, this is another thing they dropped the ball on Jimmy and Jey Uso. They dropped the ball on them.
Shout out to the life of Shakespeare's comedy.
Yo, Shakespeare. What up, Rob? No, but they dropped the ball on the Usos.
Oh, yeah.
They dropped the fucking ball on the Usos. Like, to me, it would have made better sense if fucking Jay won the Intercontinental title and they wrestled for it at WrestleMania. That would have been the most sense ever. What are they doing with them? They might as well put them back together.
WrestleMania right now is coming up, and there's a lot of things happening. We know Cody's going to fight Roman. We know Punk's going to fight somebody. We know apparently like Sami Zayn's going to go after somebody. Like all the major players are going to be filled up.
It's going to be Miz. It's going to be Miz and R2 versus Damian Priest and Finn Balor.
Exactly. We don't need that shit. We don't need that at all.
No.
But they're gonna put that there because that's all we have for. But that's what. But NXT, what would you out of like from 8 to let's say from 1 to 5? How do you give this NXT?
I give it a 3.5.
I give it a 3.5. Just the fact I give it a 3.5 just for Shawn Spears. That's the only reason. I'm sorry, man. If Shawn Spears wasn't on this, I would give this thing a 1.
I was even surprised, bro. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. They let Lance Archer come back as a heel on NXT. He'd be nasty.
Yeah, he could. There's a lot of AEW people that are about to be out of contract soon.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
And I was reading something about how the locker room is getting like depressed and like upset. Like most of them want to walk out.
Yeah, you know why? We'll talk about this on Thursday or Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, on the PUWF.
Yeah.
But to give you a preview, it's because there's nothing happening in AEW that's worth fighting for. There's no major storyline. There's no B, C, D, E, F storyline right now that's happening. People just go wrestle, do a little bit of like a 2-3 week storyline. And that's it. There's nothing else to do. And I hate saying that because I love AEW for their matches. Matches alone, they can go for hard and for long. But in terms of storyline that makes me want to watch like WWE, no, not even close. Not even fucking close. And they need to switch that shit up. They have A plus, B plus players that can go the distance, that will bleed their bodies, that will break their bodies for a match, and just need a little bit of help with creative control. That's what we're talking about tomorrow or Saturday, about one of the people that got hired, one of the creative directors that got hired from WWE to AEW. We'll talk about that. But my rating for, like I said, for NXT today, 3.5. Only for Shawn Spears. That's the only reason. Welcome back to NXT. Don't ever do the 10. Don't ever do the 10 gimmick, sir. Don't need to do that. Let the crowd do that. Shout out to BX Sports. Let him do that in the background. But you never do that. Final thoughts, sir.
I don't know what they gonna do when Barry Corbin fully leave. I don't know. That's all I really think about. Like, it's really gonna hurt them when Barry Corbin really not gonna be on NXT.
Yeah. I want some better women matches. I want Shawn Spears to win the belt because he deserved it back in 2016. Now we'll get it back in 2024. That's 8 years later.
I dig it.
And I want Trick Williams to be far away from Cody so he can shine on his own. That's all I'm going to say about that. Ladies and gentlemen,
I dig
it. Thank you, sir. The Invisible Man is going to be out. And like always, stay healthy, stay happy, and welcome. By the way, rest in peace, Virgil. We love you. Great wrestler. Did your thing, shined, and everything else. But we're going to leave with me disappearing and showing the love that NXT gets. Good night.
And then we got it.
This is BX Sports Channel, Jeff Heal the Ring podcast, telling you to tune in to NXT Time with D-Walk, where everybody's hitting the like and subscribe button. Yeah.